This is Board Cards again. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit different of a video. It's going to be it's going to be mostly actually a review of the new PSA eBay partnership for their auction services. And it's also going to be part PSA reveal. So for those that don't know, PSA has partnered with eBay to kind of streamline and connect the two so that cards and collectibles can be easily auctioned straight from PSA or the PSA vault onto eBay. And what that means is you can also have cards auctioned directly after they're graded. So that's what I did here, and there's going to be 18 cards out of a 57 card order. And I'm going to go through each one, how they did in auction. These auctions have already completed, and I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the whole service and the experience in general. But they do it all for you, right? So if you get your cards graded, I had these 57 cards. I got to go through after I saw the grades. I got to go through and select which ones I wanted to have auctioned on eBay and which ones I wanted to have sent home. So I sent home 38 cards, I believe, 39, and I auctioned 18. And I can go through why I chose, which ones I chose, and of course how they did. But when you decide to auction from eBay, right after, from PSA to eBay right after you grade, you don't touch the cards. They don't send them home to you. You don't do anything. They send them out to the customer. So you're saving time. You're saving effort. You're saving money actually on shipping supplies. For that, you're gonna pay about, for most cards and for most of the cards in this order, about 2.5% extra than I would be paying if I sold these straight from my own eBay account. So that's the cost, and to me, as we'll go through, I think it's well worth it. But let's start going through these. Okay, so and you can see on the right here the proceeds, right, and it shows you this was the sold cost, the 157. This is how much I actually earned. So this was this was a Brandon Miller Ice, and I'm going to click on it. I actually already did some research for you guys, and right here, I wrote little notes for these cards. So the average of the last three comps, right, because that's the way I like to do it, is the last three, so that we get a real idea of where things are, not just some outlier. The average of the last three comps was $78 on this card. And this was a PSA 10, again, Brandon Miller Ice. As you can see, that mine sold for $158 at auction. It was paid for. I don't know why that happened, to be honest. I really don't. I know he played in Summer League the day before, because I was watching, because he was playing the Knicks. But he didn't do anything spectacular, so I don't know why it went literally double. But it did, and I'm really happy about it. So let's move on to the next card. And in general, I chose to sell most of my lowest end nines. I did, just like this Brandon Miller, I did do some tens just to see how they would do, to see how different types of cards would do. But for the most part, I had those kind of cards that I know I can sell well. I had them sent home so that I can deal with it myself. But not take the risk on my first time doing these PSA auctions. So you'll see on this one, this is a PSA 9. Now this was a card, Dwayne Wade out of 49, Nobility Silver, PSA 9. As you can see, it sold for $26, which to me is really good. There's no useful comps. To me, for a card with like no comps, an older card, a 9, nothing particularly special about it. I will take $26 for that. Like, to me, that's a really good. And one thing I should also mention, it got a good amount of watchers. Like this card, I think it had like maybe 12 watchers by the end. That's more than I would expect to get on my cards. On a card like this, at least, on my eBay page. So I'm happy with what this sold for. I don't lose much money on it for a 9. This was a card that I was going for a 10 because I collect just this set. and I have 10s of a bunch of other players of this card. It didn't work out on this one, so I sold it, and I'm happy with what I got back. Let's keep going. This one, PSA 9, I knew it was going to get a 9 when I sent it in. It did okay. This one, average last three, $52. It went for, and just ignore this PSA estimate. They sometimes, on some of the cards, seem to do this estimate. Sometimes it's close, sometimes it's not. I would ignore it. This was not an actual, this was the actual sale. So it sold for $37, and the last three comps was 52. So that one, not the greatest, but not the end of the world. Okay. PSA 9, Puka Nakua. And again, I wanted to get rid of these 9s. I didn't want them sitting in my inventory, so it seemed really appealing to just get rid of them in auction. I never even have to see them or touch them. Sold for $34. Average last three, 30. Great. Better than I could have done. Well worth the extra 2%. Kyron Williams, PSA 9. Contenders Auto. Average last three, $62. Mine went for 53. Fine. This was the big one. This one, so that I already have one of these in my PC, a PSA 10. I have, I'm holding actually two PSA 10s of this right now, not including this one that I just sold. I never even held this one because it went to auction straight. But yeah, PC card. I really wanted to actually auction this just to see what it's worth. Really, I just wanted to get a good comp because I may continue selling these. I have more to come, and hey, auction is the way to see what the comp is. Man, $208. I was expecting it to be popular because I love this card because of the color match, and it's an out of 49. It's a great card. Jalen Brunson's popular, but 208 for a non-rookie. Out of 49, like, very happy. Very happy. This card got about 33 waters, if I remember right. So, really happy with how PSA auction did with that. Okay, we got an Asia Red, Anthony Edwards rookie, and last three comps. They were all over a year ago, but $32. Mine sold for $41. That seems about right because over a year ago, Anthony Edwards wasn't as popular as he is now. Either way, very happy with that sale. Okay. Here's a 10 that I decided to send. It's a lower end 10. See how it does. Jahmyr Gibbs, flashback rookie. Last three comps, $51. Sold $51. Boom. Take that all day. Here's another Puka. This one's a laser, PSA 9, sold for 36, last three comps 39, great. This was the worst one, and I knew it was going to be bad. I probably should have just sent it home and tried putting it up for best offer, see what I can get, but you know what, can't win them all. Can't have a narrow loss on all the 9s. This one was a bit of a bigger loss, unfortunately, but not that big. Here's my cost. I typed in my cost on these. It was 33, so whatever. Okay, and included in that cost is the grading fee. So, this was a Brees Hall, and I ended up with an 8, which I don't know why I got an 8, but oh well. There was one comp on an 8 over a year ago at $40. This went for, $40. Okay. Cade Cunningham. Again, a 9. Why did I send this? I don't know. I thought it would be nice to have a 10. I actually am a Cade believer. So, there you go. But PSA 9, it sold for $42. Like, and you can see their estimate was pretty close on this one. Sold for $42. Average last three comps, $24. Awesome. Alsar Thompson, Prism Silver, PSA 10. I bought this actually at my LCS. I wasn't looking for, Alsar or anything, but I saw this card and it was in perfect shape, so I was like, why not grab it? Last three comps, 54. This sold for 58. Boom. All right. Garrett Wilson. This is a variation rookie ticket auto. Got a 9. Um, sold for $81. Their estimate was really good. Last three comps, $72. Awesome. Shea. This one did not work out very well. Shea, this was a PSA 8. It's a gold wave, not a rookie or anything. So really nothing special about this card. I expected it to do badly in auction. I just wanted to get rid of it because it's an 8. And it's just, I didn't want to deal with it. So you can see I definitely lost money. My cost was 41 in total, and I sold it for 10. That's going to happen if you go to PSA 8. All right. So you have to be okay with taking some losses sometimes. All right. And there's a couple more. Sorry, there's 3 more cards. They show up in selling because the payment is still awaiting. And these just sold like 2 days ago. I expect them to get paid. I'm happy 15 out of 18 already got paid. And the biggest ones got paid. So I'm happy. But this Jalen Duren, there was no direct comps. I think I found similar stuff. I was thinking 20 to 35 on this, and it went for 39. Very happy. A GG. This is a 10, a PSA 10. This was one of the only ones that I really expected to get comps on this because it's, a pretty liquid card. It's a PSA 10. I think GG may have played bad in Summer League or something, and so average last 3 comps was 60, and this one sold for 49. So it's not like a massive difference, but I would have preferred to get 60. And the last one is a LeBron that I got a 9 on. It's at a 99. I don't know if this estimate changed since it sold. I assume it might have, but, if they updated their estimate based on the sale. But anyways, it did go for the 22. Okay. So now I've gone through all of those auctions. As you can see, I feel that I did really well. I'm actually going to go through some of the financials on those. So what I did here is this is actually my my spreadsheet for all my cards that I keep track of every single card I buy and sell. And I just pulled those 18, so you can't see everything, all my other cards, but I pulled those 18, and what you see is cost plus ship. So, and this is actually plus tax, if tax is applicable. But so basically my all-in cost before grading, my grading fee, my net sale. So when I say net sale, I always look at after fees. So that's not, if the card sold on this PSA auction for $60, my net sale is going to be closer to like $50. And so I don't mess around with, I think some creators sometimes don't really, aren't completely honest with how much they're making or losing. I include every single cost because I want to know accurately. And what else? This is the P&L, and the nice thing about my spreadsheet, it automatically does it. So like if I change this net sale to $22, you'll see P&L just went down by $1 or up by $1. So I have little formulas, and this plus this equals, I have formulas, and then also formulas. I can see my P&L percentage. And you see the reds are the ones that I lost money on. The greens are the ones that I gained money on. And you might be thinking, hey, there's only 5 greens out of 18? That's pretty bad. Actually, no. I'm really happy with this because, and I wrote it down here, in these auctions, I sold 15 out of, I don't know if it's 18 or 19, but I sold 15 of my non-PSA 10s. 15 out of 18 or 19 of them. And I only sold 5 out of 38 of my 10s. And this number right here is the sum of my P&L for all of these cards that I just PSA auctioned, and it's minus $10. And again, you might be thinking, wow, you just sold all those cards and you lost $10? That sucks. No, it doesn't. Again, because what do I have left? I have a few PSA 9s that I considered to be really nice, good PSA 9s that I'm probably going to make money on. And I'm going to make money on literally every single PSA 10, which I have 33 more. So I, I wanted to show this um, mainly just so that people understand you have to lose a lot to win, right? Here's all this losing, but I'm going to win overall. Um, and so you have to be comfortable with that. You have to be comfortable with, you know, you're gonna lose maybe 30-40%, maybe more percent, uh, depending on your strategy. Um, but what else? I guess I'll show this as long as I have my sheet up. I take a guess. I inspect every card, and I guess what grade that they're gonna get. And 9.4, that means that I'm thinking 40% 10. This means that I'm thinking 8.8 meant that I was thinking 80% 9, 20% 8. 9.6 meant that I was thinking 60% 10, right? So this is, again, a way that I can kind of check myself and see how I'm doing with my grade guesses. And you can see, actually, um, I guess it makes sense that I'm taking losses and getting 9s on a lot of the ones that uh, I didn't estimate correctly, right? All of these I thought really would get 10s, these two, and they didn't. And I lose a little money on them, and that's to be expected. Um, but yeah, so overall, my review of the PSA auction, really good. I'll be using it again in the future. I think I'm going to be trying to use it mostly for the most liquid cards, and maybe I'll continue using it for some cards that I just really just don't feel like I can get rid of. Like they'll just be too annoying and sit in my inventory too long. And in those cases, I just want to auction them. I just want to get rid of them. And I'd rather auction them from the PSA account, because they're going to get many more views, many more watchers than really probably any of our personal accounts can. Why? Because they have a deal with eBay. They're getting a sweetheart deal as far as the percentage that they pay to eBay versus, and obviously that's how PSA is making money on this. They have this whole agreement, and yeah. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know if you like this one. I'm gonna do a part 2 and just reveal the rest of the order as well, just so that you can see more of the good parts of the order too. Thank you.